Over the past few years, we've seen governments all around the world start to push for electric vehicles. And in the US, this has become a major push where we're going to see vast majority of new vehicles being produced in 2030 as solely electric vehicles. But the problem is that this is very expensive in developing countries. And in a lot of these developing countries, the main forms of transportation are two-wheel vehicles, the three-wheel vehicles, and tuk-tuks. So if you're not familiar, a tuk-tuk is a three-wheeled motorized vehicle that is very common in parts of Asia, Sri Lanka. There's over 1.2 million of these. And today I want to talk about a project that is the first ever blockchain-based project that is trying to come up with a electric vehicle solution, entire ecosystem for this problem. It's called eTukTuk, and eTukTuk is currently in its pre-sale stage. I did recently invest in it. You could buy it with BNB, USDT, card. You can also connect it to an Ethereum wallet. You could buy it with Ethereum as well. But eTukTuk, as simple as TUK, is a Binance Smart Chain based project. And if you look at all the articles and all the research that has been done up on this project, it is ultimately trying to build an entire ecosystem that comprises a few main things. The first is it's going to build out a three-wheeler, which is a tuk-tuk, that is electric powered. So an EV three-wheeler. They're going to have an efficient charging network, an AI-powered driver app, a passenger app, a fun play-to-earn game, and their very own native ecosystem token called TUK, T-U-K. So that is going to continue to grow and continue to benefit as the entire ecosystem grows. So this is the first ever electric vehicle solution built on Binance Smart Chain, and really the first ever that I've seen in the blockchain space. So something that I think is very important to talk about. When we're looking at eTukTuk, it is a rapidly growing crypto project that is doing pretty well on social media as well. If we take a look at their Twitter page, they already have over 30,000 followers on their Twitter. You can see it's right at 33,000, close to 34,000. This is just in a very short period of time. We're looking at some of the specific details other than social media. You can see how there's been countless articles that talk about what this project does. And the first thing is that they're going to be rolling out their EV solutions in Sri Lanka. This is an area where there's over 1.2 million tuk-tuks. And the thing that's important about this is tuk-tuks are very cheap compared to cars and what you see in countries like the US, but they are not good for the environment. They release more CO2 emissions than like a regular car does. So that's why they're targeting like this market first, Sri Lanka, because there is over 1.2 million tuk-tuks there. They want to install a network of innovative charging stations in the region. They want to provide an affordable EV three-wheeler to help drivers switch from traditional combustion engine tuk-tuks to electric vehicle tuk-tuks. And they also want to start getting the entire population onto their mobile application, because this is something that would allow not only for the token to increase in value long term, but it's something that incorporates the entire ecosystem and ties everything together. So having an electric vehicle with their EV tuk-tuk, having their charging stations in the region, and having an app where you can easily access everything from the app, and have a token where you can pay within the app. So they're trying to build out an entire network. Think of it like a Tesla, but it is trying to target the more affordable, and the developing countries around the world. And if you think about it, countries in Asia, if you look at India, there are a lot more people there than there are in the US or in a lot of countries in Europe. India, Asia, a lot of these places have significantly more people, significantly higher populations. Like Asia, India, one of the largest countries in the world, if not the largest. China, extremely large as well. And these countries are so populated that they really do use two and three wheeled vehicles rather than regular cars. So we're looking at their website. We can see a few main things stand out. They talk about their audit and their white paper. And if you look at their audit, you click on audit. It was recently had a full audit by CoinSalt. CoinSalt is like an audit firm that I look at a lot, pretty trusted. And there's no major issues in terms of the smart contract or the contract address. You can see all that information right here. That's good. Something just always good to check out. In addition to that, if you click on white paper, you can see everything in terms of their white paper. It's quite extensive, goes into very specific details of what they're going to be doing with the project long term. But you can say powering the future of electric vehicle transportation. They have a little image of a tuk-tuk, and then they go into details about problems in this industry with greenhouse gas emissions. They talk about their entire mission, what they're going to be doing in terms of their vehicle charging station application, their token, all of that. So I'll link this down below so you guys can check that out as well. And in addition to that, they also, when you look at their website, you can scroll down a bit further, you can see they've been featured on some of the top news articles in the crypto space, from CoinSpeaker to Cointelegraph to Bitcoinist, even Bloomberg and Yahoo News. So that's all very, very exciting. When you're looking at earn TUK by expanding the eTukTuk network and how they do it, this is pretty interesting because they talk about it into 4 major steps. They say first is AI-driven efficiency. TUK is going to power the TUK token is going to power AI-driven crypto advancements, optimizing routes for reduced traffic and minimal fuel consumption, promoting a sustainable transport, sustainable mode where people can get around a city. That's going to be through their application using AI technology to help, have the most efficient routes for the drivers. The second is eco-friendly innovations. Their TUK token is going to support green transportation through AI research, aligning token presale efforts with environmental goals. Third is smart infrastructure. TUK tokens are going to pioneer intelligent transport systems using AI-enhanced blockchain, advancing green initiatives in real time. And 4 is predictive maintenance. Their AI integration schedules interventions for prolonged vehicle life, minimizing wastage for reliable, eco-friendly crypto tokens. So ultimately, just think about their token as the native ecosystem token for an entire electric vehicle network. They're going to have charging stations. They're going to have tuk-tuks, so vehicles. They're going to have applications. And they're going to have a token where you can pay and benefit just in the ecosystem. So all of this is something that is very, very useful long-term, especially with what we're seeing with regulations all around the world. One thing that most people don't realize is that a lot of countries are going to require companies to only produce electric vehicles. And what I've seen so far has only been 4-wheeled vehicles. Cars, we've seen Tesla, Ford, GM, all these major companies only producing cars. But the largest sector of the market isn't cars. It's 2-wheeled and 3-wheeled vehicles. And that's where eTukTuk comes into place, in my opinion. They're targeting this much larger and much, let's say, poorer or more affordable market. It's something that is going to need to be solved if we're going to see less greenhouse gas emissions. It's something that we're going to need to see if we're going to see more electric vehicles. There's going to need to be a solution for this lower end of the market. And I think eTukTuk does exactly that, building out a full-fledged solution that ranges from everything from vehicles to stations to an application to their very own token. So they are in pre-sale, and like I said, this is all in development right now. So they don't have a vehicle just yet, but they are in their pre-sale, and something that is pretty interesting and I think has huge potential considering regulations all across the world. So I did buy into this token, and I'm curious to see your guys' thoughts. Right now, 1 TUK token is equal to $0.024, and as the pre-sale continues to raise more money, that price is going to increase. So we'll see what happens with this. It looks pretty attractive, and I wanted to share with you one of my recent investments.